Well, good morning, colleagues. I'm delighted to help host what is a first, because for the first time here in our city council, we're joining with the Jewish Federation of Los Angeles and their representative, who I think will be here in a couple minutes, and the Israeli Consul General in celebrating Rosh Hashanah, the Jewish New Year that begins at sundown tonight. And I'd like to ask my esteemed colleagues, Bob Blumenfield and Mitch Englander, to join me up here if they'd like. I'd like to invite them to do that. And we may be joined in the course of this by a couple of our citywide officials who I know are running a little late. This will be the Hebrew year of 5775, so it's my great pleasure to wish everybody a happy, healthy, and wonderful New Year, and Shana Tova. Of course, we've had other New Year's celebrations and festivities in this chamber, such as our Persian New Year celebration, and in each and every instance, we rejoice in the hope and the promise of joy, peace, prosperity, good health, well-being, and new friendships. The year that's ending has had some more somber aspects, and it's fair to say in the past year, our globe has known terror, conflict, economic and environmental distress, and challenges that remain intense. So there's much to contemplate as we take stock, but there's an opportunity now for renewed resolve, full of the vitality and sweetness of a well-lived life in a city and world filled with people willing and eager to live in harmony. I do want to mention this past year for me has been especially notable because I overcame my fear of flying and finally traveled to Israel for the first time, thanks in large part to the Jewish Federation of Greater Los Angeles. And it was a trip that truly touched my heart and made me a better and more complete person. So I thank the Federation for helping to make that happen. And now, without further ado, I'd like to ask Councilmember Bob Blumenfield to say a few words.
Thank you, Mr. Koretz. Thank you, Mr. Siegel. Thank you both for being here, Mr. Koretz, for organizing this. It's the holiest time in the Jewish year when we come to this New Year's time. It's a time to think about your sins of the year, and throughout this time period, we reflect on ourselves and we reflect on our community, how to make ourselves better, how to make the community better. And the other tradition, you have the apples and honey, which I think we'll talk about, is the shofar blast that we hear on Rosh Hashanah. It's not just a ritual that's done, or a commandment or a mitzvah. It's a call to action. And I think it's important when we talk about the shofar blowing, we talk about this holiday, because a call to action knows no religion. It is something for all of us to heed and say, every year to reflect and say there is a call to action. We need to be better to ourselves. We need to make our communities better. We need to make our districts better. We need to make ourselves better. So this is a holiday of reflection. I'm glad to be here to share it with all of you, and to be here when Paul's brought the shofar and is about to do a song on the shofar. No. But with that, I just wanted to wish everybody in Los Angeles and in this chamber, Shana Tova, a sweet and happy New Year. Thank you. Thank you.
I know that Mr. Englander would like to say a few words as well.
Yeah, I'd like to add to that. This is also a special Jewish New Year that only comes but once every 7. And it is the year of Shemitah. And for those of you that don't know, for many Israeli farmers, they've spent months preparing for this biblically mandated event that comes just once every 7 years, in which fields and orchards managed by the Jews in the Holy Land must lie fallow for the entire year. In fact, the Bible says that we shouldn't plant crops, don't lay new grass, just take care of what exists, and don't do anything new. The sabbatical year is mentioned several times, in which Israelites are told, for 6 years you shall work your fields and harvest the crops, but during the 7th year you let the land lie unplowed and unused. You prepare for it the year before, so there's plenty to last for the year. But then there's this. For the 7th year, you shall let the poor, you shall let all religions, you shall let all people eat for free, eat from the fields, harvest the vineyards, and attend to the olive groves. This is true of the Israelites, the Jewish people, and not opening just their homes, but their fields, their food, and their labor to share with everybody. And so this truly is a symbolic time, and I wish everybody a Happy New Year. Thank you.
And now, thank you, Mitch. Now I'd like to ask Jay Sanderson, the CEO of the Jewish Federation, to speak. And I would just say the Jewish Federation of Greater Los Angeles is a constant source of remarkable good, both for our city and the world, and it makes a tangible impact on the lives of tens of thousands of people, not only here and in Israel, but in 70 countries across the world. So I'd like to ask Jay to say a few words as well.
Thank you, Paul, and I'd like to thank the City Council and the City of Los Angeles for inviting me and recognizing this important Jewish holiday. As you've heard, Rosh Hashanah is symbolic of looking backwards and looking forward. I think all of us would agree in the City of Los Angeles, in the United States of America, and in the world, this has been a very challenging year. And as the head of the Jewish Federation, our goal is to make Los Angeles a better place and the Jewish world a better place. So our wish for this next year is that we have a year filled with hope, that we see that the difficulties and challenges of this past year are resolved in some way, and that we can come together as a city, as a community, as a nation, to do whatever is necessary to make sure that our country and our community is better than it was the year before, safer, and that Jews and people of all faiths, of all nationalities, can live in this community and in this world in peace. So I want to thank you again for this opportunity, and thank you all for the work that you do for our community.
Shana Tova.
Thank you, Jay. And now we'd like to hear a few words from our absolutely beloved Consul General from the State of Israel, David Siegel.
Thank you, Council Member, and thank you to the City Council for inviting us today and for recognizing this remarkable day. It's the holiest month in the Jewish calendar. Rosh Hashanah is our most universal holiday because we celebrate the birth of mankind, of human beings, and it naturally leads us to contemplate the state of our being, what we need to do to improve ourselves, and the shofar call, which you hear on Rosh Hashanah, which is a broken call, is that reminder that we do live in a broken world, in a world that needs to be redeemed, in a world in which we all participate in trying to create a better surrounding, a better future for our community, for our city, for our country, and for the globe. The clarion call during Yom Kippur, which is 10 days later, is the call of where we would hope to be, which is the call of perfection, and this is what we all aspire to do. So Rosh Hashanah symbolically is that time of year where we contemplate the world around us, the brokenness of the world, and what we all need to do to participate in making it a bit better. And this is what Israel hopes to do. I join in these prayers that the coming year be a year of peace, of safety for people around the world. Obviously, the Middle East is in deep pain. We see it from everything from what we experienced this summer to the crisis around ISIS now. And we see millions of human beings that need help. And we all hope and pray that the next year and the next decade and our future will be better than what we've seen. But we're hopeful. Israel is an oasis. We partner together with you on fighting the drought, on food security, on doing all the things that need to be done to make this a better place. And this is our hope and our commitment to the coming years. So thank you very much for joining today and inviting us to be here to mark this remarkable day. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Consul General. And now I'd like to blow the shofar, the ram's horn. I'd like to, but I won't, actually, because I would get a couple inaudible squeaks out of it only. So I'm going to ask Rabbi Jonathan Klein, who actually does know how to do this.
I think we double dare you.
Not going to happen, but Rabbi Jonathan Klein, if you'd like to say a couple words and then to blow the ceremonial shofar for us.
We're also joined by our city attorney, Mike Fuhr. Let's give him a round of applause.
Actually, now that our city attorney has magically appeared in the proverbial nick of time, we'd like to have him say a few words first. No, it's perfect timing here.
So, I just want to add that all of us in Los Angeles have an opportunity to join with the Jewish community as we look to a new year that offers the promise of bringing us closer together, offers the promise of all of us reaching out and lifting up everybody in our city so Los Angeles can truly be the world-leading community that all of us aspire to. So Happy New Year to all our friends in the Jewish community, and Happy New Year to all of us in the city of Los Angeles. A sweet, marvelous year to come.
Now, Rabbi Jonathan Klein for the blowing of the shofar.
So I'll say very briefly that the word shofar has embedded within it the word lehishtaper, which means to improve. This is a city that is constantly trying to improve itself, and lehishtaper really means to improve oneself. So as we enter into a new year, and I'll try to blow this, I'm not the best, but I might be better than Paul. I ask that we all find ways to both improve ourselves and continue to move forward to raise Los Angeles to a better place. Thank you.
And we have apples and honey for all of the council members. Unfortunately, I don't think we really timed this with the expectation of this entire crowd, so I apologize for not having it for everybody in the crowd. But we wish everybody a very sweet year, and we all pray that this is a peaceful one as well. Thank you so much for participating in this new year with us.
Thank you very much. Let's wish everybody a happy new year. Shana Tova. Thank you.